also want to thank my wife and friend, best friend, Diane Higgins, for being here for some support tonight. And I want to tell you, every time we go someplace, the last thing she says to me before we walk in the door is, don't tell any jokes and don't embarrass
Oh
me.
my God. That's the whole fun of it.
Well, I'm not going to tell any jokes tonight, and it remains to be seen whether or not I embarrass her. So. Thanks also to Bob Kennedy, CAR's Executive Vice President, for agreeing to MC this event tonight before he retires at the end of the year, as you've all heard. And I'm not sure whether it was spending a year with Bob Kimball as the president or me coming on as the new president to convince him to retire, but he missed it.
Both.
Both. Bob's decided to do something a little less stressful than working for CAR. And, Bob's one new bathing suit and a snorkel. He's going shark hunting, right?
Yeah, we got a great new person for me, so.
Yeah. Finally, I want to thank this evening's sponsors. Our sponsors are all affiliate members, and just like you, their focus is on doing the very best for the real estate industry. Please support all these sponsors who support us throughout the year and who help us to get to the closing table. So do your clients a favor. Introduce them to the lawyers, the lenders, the insurers, the inspectors, the purveyors of environmentally friendly products, and the people who provide the print media. Now, John's told me that I've got to keep this down to an hour and a half, so basically I've had to lost half of my speech. But I do want to tell you a little bit about what realtors do, as if you didn't know already. But the real estate industry accounts for 15% of the United States economy, believe it or not. Over $7 billion of ad spend and 2.5 million jobs with its related professions. We're over $1 trillion in transactions in residential and commercial real estate during a year, while housing and other home services account for an additional $1 trillion per year. Over $45 billion are generated in commissions among the more than 1 million realtors throughout the country, 100,000 brokerage offices, and 12 million consumers. But being a realtor means more than just selling real estate. It means being a part of a community, both of the professionals we work with and the people we serve. Realtor,
Right.
RPAC, I have an envelope right here if you'd like to make a contribution.
We seriously do, by the way.
Yeah, Laura has a whole truckload. Realtors provide unparalleled local market knowledge. We're skilled negotiators and transaction troubleshooters. It's our responsibility to provide our clients with the best possible services and to work on their behalf to ensure that the goal of home ownership remains within the reach of the average American. We need to stay engaged and encourage our colleagues to become engaged, become involved. We need to continually pursue additional education and certifications, learn the latest technologies, and increase our professionalisms. And we need to make our voices heard on matters of public policy by answering CAR's call to action. I'm sure everybody's gotten the most recent call to action. I hope you've responded to it.
That's
Nope,
double.
is that-
I hate to tell you that, guys, right now, that is double.
Right, twice in the same night. So NAR's theme for 2013 is Let's Reach for Success. So following their lead, my theme for 2013 is eCar is your access to success. Let Marvin talk about that a little further, but I'll tell you some of the things that we do that eCar does for its membership. We provide a positive image of realtors to the public, and that's realtors with only one A, not realtors. We provide an opportunity for the membership to communicate their thoughts and ideas about their needs. We provide timely and useful information in the form of monthly newsletters and eCar updates. Provide educational opportunities through continuing education, as well as motivational speakers, unlike me here tonight. Discounts on products and services offered through our eCar membership benefits program, and a members-only website with access to free fillable and savable forms, events calendars, market statistics, if I could learn to speak, market statistics, and basically anything you need for the real estate industry. What's John's normal response when you ask for information? It's on the web.
It's on the web.
It's on the web. So here's a few things we can look forward to in 2013. NAR has applied for the branded .realtor top-level domain name, which means that instead of being marvinelbaum.com, you could now be Marvin can. You could be marvinelbaum.realtor. Mr. Elbaum. That was his dad. So that's coming in sometime in 2013. It takes a long time to get these things approved, but that will be a new top-level domain name. October 1st of this year, RPR delivered on its core mission to provide its valuable parcel-centric information database to all NAR members throughout the country. That's been released. Everybody has access to it. Take a look at it. It's available. In 2013, the Realtors Code of Ethics will celebrate its centennial. And ECAR is one of only 40 associations throughout the country that are participating in the NAR Pinnacle program. The goal of this program is to enable association executives, managers, elected leaders to improve the existing value proposition of their association. We need to become more relevant, both to the membership and to the public in general. And that's what the Pinnacle program is going to do for us. John and I attended the first module in Orlando this year. I think it was very valuable. There are other parts to it. It's a 2-year program. Again, the goal is to build consumer realtor relationships through the use of selective event-driven strategies over time. And on December 13th, next week, ECAR is going to roll out access to the free .loop program. If you're not familiar with it, if you haven't been on our website, .loop is an online software program that allows real estate agents, buyers, sellers to complete the transaction process all in one location. Everybody comes to .loop instead of .loop going out to everybody else. So things are done online, electronic signatures, no more faxing things back and forth, degraded faxes you can't read by the time you're done. So that's a free program that ECAR is rolling out. The other thing we have is our ECAR Access to Success. I'm going to let Marvin Elbaum talk to you a little bit more about that, since he was the leading force in developing that. So without further ado, Marvin Elbaum. And bottom line is, successful realtors know ECAR is your access to success. So take advantage of all the things that ECAR has to offer, stay involved, and get your colleagues involved. Before I end, I was also told that I need to say something nice about John. You guys have to make something up?
Not true. You can skip that.
I don't have to make anything up about John.
We already know it.
Exactly. We know what John
We
does. We appreciate what John does. I'm going to tell you, I've traveled with John throughout the country this year. Every place we go, John knows somebody, whether we're in Washington, in Chicago for Leadership Conference, or in Orlando for the NAR conferences. People from across the country, other leaders, always know who John is. They always say hello. It's a great pleasure to travel with John. He's known, does a great job. So for that, I thank you, John. I appreciate everything you've done for me. Fortunately, I have your number on speed dial. Please don't change your number. Bob Kimball, I gave you a little hard time tonight, but I appreciate everything you've done as the CAR's president this year. I hope I can if I can do half as well, I'll be very successful here. I want to leave you with a quote related to real estate. But before I read the quote, I want to read the real estate interpretation of the quote. Develop, implement, and stay true to your plan. A business without clear, specific, and time-limited objectives is like a ship without a radar. Create and commit to a business plan with measurable and tangible steps of achievement. For instance, to obtain a 5-year income goal, check your status in 3 years. Look at it again in a year. Whatever you do, stay on track. Now, this quote is from a well-known Chicago business person. And what he said is, to succeed in America, you need 3 things. You need a smile, you need a gun, and you need a plan. If you have to give up one thing, give up the smile. If you have to give up 2 things, give up the gun. Under no circumstances, ever give up your plan. Who was that successful business person? Al Capone.